An olive is a fruit. I would view it more comparable to a cherry, probably, than lots of things. But obviously what we're interested in is the olive oil, which is entirely in the fleshy part. I'm Philip Asquith. This is Ojai olive oil. I would say olive oil is a superfood because of the countless health benefits for your brain, neurological function, cognitive function, your heart, your body, just the myriad health benefits of olive oil and the components within it. So when talking about the history of olives and olive oil, it goes back, pretty much as far as known civilization. You've got armies and cities that relied on olive oil for not just food, but for their animals, for greasing their weapons, their horse saddles, their skin, their hair. It was used as a currency in some civilizations. Most of the olive oil that comes into America or sold in America comes from abroad. We only make about 5% of our olive oil in America, pretty much all of which is California. We are an organic farm here, of course. I would say we go several steps beyond that. The importance of maintaining a good ecosystem for the olive trees is really more about their long-term health. It's building ponds here and collecting millions of gallons of surface water, bringing in insect life and bird life, and raising the humidity of the soil, the carbon capture potential. It's, 100 things, some tiny, some big, that all combine to just support a healthy environment here. And everything we've studied and learned suggests that a very healthy tree that's grown organically, that's essentially got a good immune system, won't succumb to those pests and diseases nearly as easily. So we're trying to protect the long-term integrity of the grove more than change the flavor of the olive oil. The process of European oils coming to America involves weeks to months of warehouses, shipping, trucks, customs, conditions under which temperature can't be controlled. The olive oil tends to decline in quality. So as a result, a lot of Americans don't know what great olive oil tastes like. And it's a wonderful reason to buy California oil. Olive trees will start producing right away. It's easier than a lot of crops. Olive trees tend to do quite well, especially in this climate, in this terroir, if you will. The combination of the California sun and heat climate is very good for them. For example, these older trees surrounding us were left alone for about 90 years before we took over this property. And without being watered or fertilized or pruned for 90 years, they're all still here, still producing olives. Mother Nature is working with us as an olive farmer, and this is just a perfect place for them. You can see where it's charred that it all burned in a fire. It's a fire from probably 100 years ago, that after another 100 years have now turned into the prominent branches of the tree. So you can tell these are almost indestructible. You could take a chainsaw to one of these olive trees and just level it, and new trees would just pop right back out. The harvest season is a lot of work, a lot of fun. Starts with, of course, picking the olives. It's very important during the harvest to get the olives from the trees into the mill as quickly as possible. A good olive for making olive oil in an average year, when it's ready to be picked, will be about 25% olive oil. As soon as we have enough picked to start running, we put them in right away, and then we're putting the olives into the mill as they're picked for the rest of the day, so that it's just a matter of a few hours, if possible, from tree to olive oil. The milling of olive oil is a fairly straightforward process, really. It's three main steps. You're crushing the olives with a big wheel and knives and grinders, essentially, to turn it into a paste. You are mixing that paste for about half an hour to let the little droplets of olive oil kind of find each other and coalesce, and the the oil to just separate out a bit from the paste. And then you run that through a centrifuge, which separates things by density. And since the olive oil is the lightest element, it essentially comes off the top. In this case, it's the side, but the olive oil gets skimmed off, and then the crushed up pits and fruit and skin and water, all of that goes out the other side. All our olive oils are cold pressed, unfiltered. Compared to all of the other oils out there, olive oil is going to be more versatile. I mean, you can use it as a cooking oil, you can deep fry in it. It can actually handle quite a bit of heat. You can use it for baking and frying, but it's also a finishing oil, a dipping oil. You can use it in cocktails and desserts. It's pretty much an all-around winner in the kitchen.